So, there were a lot of matches on this card. We had a dog collar match with CM Punk and MJF. We had a brilliant World Championship match between Hangman Page and Adam Cole. We had a terrific ladder match featuring 6 of the best wrestlers in the world. But the MVP of AEW Revolution is Jade Cargill, dressed as Jade from Mortal Kombat, because that got a pop out of me. All you've ever heard me talk about for these past few weeks is Mortal Kombat, because I've been binging Mortal Kombat, and now I feel like I've got that payoff. Someone in AEW has finally, paid off on my singular person's love of Mortal Kombat. Thank you, Jade Cargill. You're the best wrestler in the world. From me to you. Hello and welcome to FTTR. I am Ewan McQuaid, and throughout a litany of technical issues, I've recorded this about 3 times now, so I'm going to talk about this show. I'm going to talk about AEW Revolution. I'm going to talk about what happened on the show, my thoughts on the show, starting with the opening match of the night, which was Eddie Kingston versus Le Champion Chris Jericho. This match was great. I really did not expect this match to open the show. I thought they would have either gone with the ladder match or maybe the tag team match, something a bit more sort of like flip-de-doo. But no, they went for this hard-hitting, sort of New Japan-esque, All-Japan striking fest in which these two guys beat the ever-loving piss out of each other. Their chests looked nasty. And yeah, I think Jericho really showed a different side to himself in this match. This is the best he has looked in probably years. I can't remember the last terrific match that I'd seen him have. It's sort of maybe the MJF one, but even then I wasn't too keen on that. There had just been some great moments in this match, and Eddie Kingston is an absolute star for this company. The pop he got when he came out, the pops he got during the match with his flurry of machine gun chops, it was fantastic to see, and he will be main eventing pay-per-views within the next year. I'm sure of it. And yeah, it was a very fun opening, and it led to a finish in which Eddie Kingston choked out Chris Jericho, and then yeah, he finally wins the big one. That's what we all wanted. That's what we all thought was going to happen. But did Jericho shake his hand? No, he didn't. Jericho is fully heel at this point in time. I'm fully convinced of it. And yeah, I don't know if this is going to lead to a match down the line or if this is the end of the feud, but it's a very interesting way to take it. And yeah, great match, great opener. I absolutely loved it. Next up, we got Jurassic Express versus Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks. This match, fans were very, very hot for that opening contest. And I feel like they dipped a little bit at the start of this match because it was a bit sort of working over Jungle Boy. But when this fully kicked in and it got to that next gear, oh my god, this was some of the best tag team wrestling that I've ever seen. Some of the spots were great. I like the way each person, it was almost like 2 triple threats going on, because you had a member of each team fighting, another member of each team fighting another member of each team, and vice versa. It was fantastic. It was just really cool to see, particularly the tension building between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. I thought that was handled really well in the match. Maybe the split's going to come soon. Maybe. But yeah, I think the MVP of this match was Jungle Boy, because Jungle Boy sold incredibly well for everyone, for Red Dragon and for the Bucks, and sometimes when they were teaming him together. And he had some great fiery comeback spots, like springboarding sort of off the barricade with his rebound clothesline was great. And then a springboard doomsday device was also great. He is a fantastic young star. I love Jungle Boy. And they picked up the win, pinning the Young Bucks. I believe it was Matt Jackson. Red Dragon did not get the pin. And I'm interested to see where this goes. They were nowhere to be seen in the main event. Red Dragon came down in the end. So yeah, maybe this is leading to some sort of tension between the two sort of faction sides of Hangman and the Bucks versus Adam Cole and Red Dragon. I feel like that's where we're going. Only sort of downside is I feel like Jurassic Express were lost in the shuffle a little bit here. I felt like it was a lot of the story was about Red Dragon and the Bucks, whereas I don't want Jurassic Express to fly under the radar because I think they're great. But overall, this was a terrific match. Really good, really strong match. Next up, we got the Face of the Revolution ladder match with, can I name all the participants? Because this is where I struggle. Christian Cage, Wardlow, Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobb, Keith Lee, and Orange Cassidy. Boom, mic drop. This match was really fun. I wrote down in my notes that I feel like this felt like a classic WrestleMania Money in the Bank match. And I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if it was the ladder or just the way they were working. It felt like sort of the WrestleMania 22 Money in the Bank ladder match, or the WrestleMania 23 Money in the Bank ladder match. Maybe it was the lack of extremely tall ladders. They were all quite the smaller ladders. I don't know what it was, but I just got that vibe from it. Everyone in this match looked great. Everyone had their moments to shine. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, Keith Lee. Oh, Keith Lee. I love that man. I love him so much. And he got some great moments in this match. Some great moments. He got to do his rise from behind someone like he did to Finn Balor in NXT. He got to do the pounce. He got to do his springboard over two people, ducks under two people, crossbody. Lee was amazing. He always is. He's limitless. We love Keith Lee. Nothing but love for Keith Lee. Love and support to that man. Wardlow looked great as well. The eventual winner. I think he looked, obviously they've made him to be the strongest because he's going after Sammy Guevara because he won. But he got some really cool spots. He got a very nasty powerbomb on Ricky Starks on the ladder. That looked nasty. It looked like it really hurt. But yeah, he eventually won, which I think is the right decision with the story that they're telling. This is going to lead to some even more implosion between that group, the Pinnacle. And yeah, I think it was a really, really strong ladder match. Probably the best multi-man ladder match they've done, excluding like the tag ones, like the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks. Probably the best, I think. Better than the Casino one, and probably better than the one last year, because the last one had Cody doing that weird stuff. But yeah, I thought it was a really strong match. Shout out to Orange Cassidy as well, because Orange Cassidy was great in this match. Next up, we got a really weird really weird segment in which Tony Schiavone just sort of says, oh, we've got an announcement, and he's on the stage holding a clipboard in front of the camera that clearly says Swerve on it. So we're like, oh, okay, we know where this is going. And yeah, they announced they'd signed Shane Swerve Strickland. Oh, that man is charismatic. His suit, his look, the way he spoke to the fans, he is going to be a megastar for this company. It was great. It was a really good presentation of him. I literally just watched his match with Cara Noir on WWE Network, and it's great. It's a match of the year contender. So I'm so excited to see what Shane Strickland does in AEW. I think he'll do a lot of good stuff. Probably gun straight for Sammy though. Next up we got Jade Cargill, Jade from Mortal Kombat, versus Ty Conti for the TBS Championship. This match was really fun. I've seen this match getting a bit of hate, but I thought the fire in this match was great. Some of the pump kicks, the bit when Jade Cargill just pump kicks Anna Jay straight onto the table was great. There were so many cool sort of aggressive spots in this match, and I felt like even though it was a little bit botchy at times, you can't fault either of these women because they're both terrific performers. And yeah, Jade got the win, as she should, because she's dressed as a character from Mortal Kombat. So yeah, I'm excited to see what Jade does from here. I'm excited to see what Ty Conti does from here, especially considering Britt Baker's still the champion. Spoilers for the match later on in the show. And yeah, see where that goes. But it was a really fun match. I don't see the hate it's getting. It doesn't deserve that much hate. It's really fun. A really fun 10-minute match. And next up, we had my most anticipated match of the night. CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match. Now, this was incredible. This was a terrific payoff to a terrific story that is probably in at least the top 3 best stories AEW's ever told. Ever. Period. And I feel like, Punk and MJF have done something that will go down in history with this match, because it played on so many, comic book tropes, in that you've got this fan, very much like The Incredibles, the fan who is the bad guy who turned because of his hero, and then the hero has to defeat that fan. It's Punk coming out in his old Ring of Honor gear, facing MJF, who trolled the fans with the entrance. I thought it was great. And then they just had a absolutely bloody war inside that ring. Some great spots. I like Punk using the chain to sort of bulldog, do his running knee and the bulldog to Punk. But this was just very reminiscent of sort of the style of 80s territory wrestling. It was like, I feel like they just accomplished something that, hasn't made me feel this way in such a long time. It was a beautiful payoff, and Wardlow coming down and refusing to help MJF and slipping the ring to Punk, I thought was genius. The pop that Wardlow got for that was insane, and Punk giving MJF the middle finger and then clocking him with the ring, I thought was the perfect nail in the coffin for this feud. That sounds like it's a bad way. Perfect way to close the book. How about that? On this feud. It was incredible. It's easily one of the best stories ever told in AEW, and one of the best matches. So yeah, I can't go into full detail for all of this. Superplex into the thumbtacks. There we go. There was so much in this match that was great. And yeah, if you have to go out your way to watch any match from this show, I would say this one. Yeah, make sure you watch this one. Next up, we got Britt Baker versus Thunder Rosa. Now this one, it was in a death slot. How do you follow the dog collar match? And it really struggled, because it was a bit formulaic, this match, in that it was heels sort of ganging up on Thunder Rosa, as we see with a lot of Britt Baker's matches, which I think is why people thought Thunder Rosa was going to pick up the win. But no, through interference and shenanigans, Britt Baker picked up the win over Thunder Rosa, which I don't feel like is the right decision. I really don't. I feel like now was the time to pull the trigger on Thunder Rosa. But I guess we'll have to see where it goes. The match itself didn't really stand out to me that much. Honestly, I preferred Ty Conti versus Jade Cargill to this. I thought that was a much stronger, much more sort of fiery encounter. But yeah, I feel like, personally, I think they've kept the belt on Britt, because I think she might end up in a program with Deonna Purrazzo. I think belts for belts, Ring of Honor Championship versus the AEW Women's Championship. I feel like that might be the way they go, but who knows? Maybe Thunder Rosa will win in a rematch. But also, the new Women's Championship looks really nice. I think it looks really nice. I haven't seen a lot of hate for it, but I think it looks really nice. It looks way better than the old one. Let's put it that way. But yeah, great way to show the belt, showcase it on a major show, have it come out like this. It would have been nice to see it unveiled, actually, now that I think about it, but you can't have everything. Next up, we got Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. This match started off quite slow, but it was all by design to lead into the sort of, I keep using that word, fiery. I'm going to say that, fiery and aggressive nature of the final act of this match. But yeah, they worked really slow, doing a lot of chain wrestling and stuff like that. But it all led to the slugfest at the end, where they were just chopping each other. Moxley got busted open. They were just pummeling each other until eventually, old schoolboy trick, Moxley rolls over Bryan Danielson and pins him I thought that was really great, because the whole thing with Bryan Danielson is he thinks he's the best wrestler on the planet. You know, he's the best at what he does, he's the best at kicking people's head in, best at technical wrestling, but he got outsmarted by Moxley. So I feel like that should have been enough to earn the respect. But they just start beating each other up after. You just start slugging at each other in the middle of the ring. Security come down. But who should walk down that ramp? Well, side of the ramp. But William Regal. This was a massive surprise. This was a truly, truly great swerve, if you will, because I don't think anyone was expecting William Regal to show up, of all people. And yeah, he came down and he got in between the two, got in their faces, slapped Moxley, slapped Danielson, and you're like, oh my god, where is this leading? And he gets them to shake hands. A faction with Moxley, William Regal and Danielson. That is just mind-blowing stuff. Absolutely mind-blowing to think about that, because some of the matches they would have, oh my god. And William Regal's just great at everything. He was a great NXT general manager, and it's such a shame that they let him go, but he's here in AEW now. Oh, I was so happy to see William Regal. I've missed William Regal a lot, you know. It's so nice to see him back. It's so nice. But the match was great. The angle afterwards was great, and that's made me want to tune into Dynamite, you know, live if I can. We'll see. It was great. It was a really great match. Next up, we got the Hardy Family Office versus, as I put it, the Emo Boys, even though Sammy Guevara is definitely not an emo. Darby Allin versus Darby Allin, Sting, Sammy Guevara versus Andrade, Matt Hardy, and Isaiah Cassidy. Yeah, Isaiah Cassidy. This was carnage. This was absolute carnage. You know, it was sort of there to refresh the crowd for the main event. But if you're going to refresh the crowd, don't have Sting do a splash through 4 tables, would be my advice, because that might just wear them out even more, chanting you still got it. But it was fun. It was a really fun match. There were a lot of cool spots. Darby doing a suicide dive through the bottom rope to, I can't remember his name, I'm so sorry, Andrade's assistant, who is in a dustbin, was great. There were just some sick spots in this spot fest, and I can't fault it for that. Did it need to be on the show? No. I think you probably could have cut it and saved this for Dynamite maybe, or Rampage, but it was fun. It was fun to see Sting do his thing. It was fun to see Sammy do his thing. It was fun to see Andrade do his thing. It was fun to see all these guys do their thing. And yeah, I think it was a good choice for Sammy to win, because obviously he's going into a match with Wardlow, which he probably won't win. Well, he's got Scorpio Sky first. Scorpio Sky's not winning. You're mad. Yeah, fun match is all I can say for this. Fun, but unnecessary. But that led into the main event of Hangman Adam Page versus Adam Cole. This was probably second best match of the night for me. I absolutely loved this. This reminded me so much of why I love Adam Cole, particularly in his matches with Gargano in NXT. Just the way he builds his matches slowly, and then it gets into that final act and you just get burst. You get super kick, you get him getting German suplexed, you get him getting forearmed, all in the space of about 10 seconds. And I love that style of wrestling. I love Adam Cole, and Hangman Page was the perfect person to work with. Sure, you got the interference spots at the end. That didn't bother me, because you got some really cool moments in this from those interference spots, like Hangman Page, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Wrapping his belt around Adam Cole's hand, tying him to the ropes. Super kick from Cole. You've got a big super kick party. Can't complain about that, because we love a super kick. And Hangman picked up the win with a buckshot at the end of it all. This match was great. I really, really enjoyed this match, and has gone down as one of my favourite matches of the year. I think it's probably, in my opinion, I think it's Hangman's best defence. I know a lot of people love the Danielson saga, but for me, This one gave me everything I needed. I really, really loved it. And that capped off the show. A 5 out of 5 show from me. I didn't think there was a complete dud. Sure, the women's championship match was hampered by the fact the crowd didn't have any energy, but it was a fine enough match. I thought it was a really, really strong show. One of the best pay-per-views AEW has ever done in their very short lifespan. Let me know your thoughts on the show down in the comments below, and I will try and apply to every single one of you. What was your favourite match on the card? Let me know. Let me know anything about AEW Revolution. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.